Alright. So we're playing more Disco Elysium. Elysium? Whatever. I have 2 records. I'm gonna start confusing them probably. One I'm playing solo, which is what we're on right now. And one that I am playing with Princess Bun Bun, where her and I take turns narrating or voice acting. And this is my solo one. I'm all alone at the moment. Pry bar. Okay, I think I can open these doors with the pry bar. Get out of my way. I just don't know how. In theory, I should be able to open these doors with pry bar. Words fail to describe how rank it smells in here. They should have sent a poet. We already saw that before. I thought... I remember when I quit this, I was like, what is with the doors that highlight gray? Everything else that can be interacted with is green, but gray just makes a sound. So I looked it up, because I'm curious, and it said, oh, those are the doors you can open with the pry bar. That doesn't seem to be working, is it? I'm holding the pry bar. Is there something else I need to do? See, this just says open lock containers. But when I picked it up, it said doors. Let's hold both. Do I need the flashlight in my hand? Whoop. Open the damn door. It's the police. Alright, so what we've learned here is the internet is full of lies. No, it's probably true you can open it. I just, for some reason, I can't. Maybe this isn't meant to be open this early in the game. I don't know. So this is the playthrough where we're trying to be a nice guy. The other playthrough, I'm answering with the most crazy, bizarre, off-the-wall shit. I'm trying to be a little more thorough in this one too. The other one I'm heading mostly just for the quests. But in playing so different, I'm experiencing so much more. Like, it's just, like I said, this guy is more reserved. He's more apologetic. He's trying to be a good guy because I felt like that's a good foil for his normal personality, which is suicidal, crazy, you know, everything. Did I talk to this girl in this one? I don't think I did.
The RCM in Martinez? What can I help you with?
Alright. This music gets a little loud. I need to adjust that. Bob. I have some questions for you.
What can I help you with?
Who are you exactly? Me, I'm just gardener. Cool, and what are you doing here? I'm working. Working on what? A greenhouse in the yard there. He gestures over his shoulder. I've been trying to get some work done. There's discomfort. She stops mid-sentence. Go on, it's okay. As you probably know, there's a corpse hanging from a tree there. It smells pretty bad, so I have to take breaks. Don't worry, miss. We're here to clean it up. You can get back to work soon. Thank you, she smiles politely. My head is about to explode from all the salts I've had to inhale. I don't really need directions. We kinda... Or gloves, you get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to deal with after all. Can I borrow your gloves? Oh, cool. Sure, keep them. I have another pair. She hands you rubber gloves with no visible annoyance. I don't know if that's true. Ah, wrong fucking button. Now I got gloves. Interfacing. What is interfacing? Picks, locks, and pockets. We like that, don't we? Alright, so... We did not explore further down this way yet. Pretty sure. What's that? Plastic wrapped macaroni stamped with humanitarian aid. This says humanitarian aid tuna fish, not for resale. Everything is good here. Alright, well that sounds like someone who's up to something. This says speakers from the people of Samara. What's up? You see a Samaritan street vendor surrounded by motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here.
Everything's cool here. He gives you a thumbs up. What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
I'm cool.
You're very cool.
He makes both hands into finger pistols and fires a few finger bullets into the air. Oh, we're gonna have to arrest them for that. I'm not cool, whether I'm cool is important. I have police questions. Really? You think I'm cool?
Oh yeah, you got style. You got personal style. You know what you like.
He surveys his consumerist kingdom with an air of satisfaction. He's also full of shit.
You like premium menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time.
Apparently, based on descriptions in this game, urine and stuff looks good on me. Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act. Questions. I agree. He's full of shit. Let's see. Persuade him to give you some money. Ought to be nice. It's a red challenge, isn't it? No, it's white. Awesome. Let's try it. Of course. No need to dress this one up. Just tell him what you want. I want your money now. It gives me the only option to be mean. Okay. Tony stops his face suddenly says, but why, officer? Because I am corrupt? I don't know. It's just the only thing I could come up with in my head to ask you. I need to get money somehow. We're going to be nicer. We're not going to do that. Yes, money's very important. The street vendor nods, dead serious. We're trying to ask for a bribe. If so, you're not doing a very good job. He looks at the vendor. Sorry, detective. The man grins as if the entire incident is already forgotten. I am failing at everything. What kind of stuff are you selling? Only the coolest goods in Ravenhall. I still don't know how to say that. They told me, but I forgot. So I'll just mispronounce it like I do with most things. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants, too. Try them on right here. No shame, only freedom. Is there a discount for cool officers like me? No need for discounts at Siling's, officer. Everything's already on sale. He nods towards the crates. Anything you want, 50% off. But did he first mark them up 100% just so he could put them on sale? Of course he did. Are those things really on sale, or do you just jack up the price first? My man, you know how the game is played. You and me, we should work together. What do you think? Shake things up. He winks. Do you have permits to all that? Good joke, officer. Here we don't have permits, just economic freedom. Take a look around. You glance around the decrepit buildings, the miserable weather, the sidewalks strewn with sunflower seeds, and the dust-choked air. It's beautiful, beautiful freedom. Is it true? Yes. Anyone can set up shop wherever they feel like it. Well, shit. I was going to use that for a discount, because I'm a nice guy. That's right, no permits, no bureaucracy. That's why this city and its law officials are so cool. Where'd you get the comfy pants? I'm an entrepreneur, officer. He begins counting on his fingers. I've got sources, buyers, suppliers, distributors, manufacturers, wholesalers, all extremely cool and overboard. Well, shit, I can't buy the comfy pants then? I want to be comfy. Food packages you sell and have Sometimes my brain just can't read correctly. humanitarian aid written on them. How come? You mean these delicious prepackaged shelf-stable meal kits? Really easy to cook, no hassle, really cheap too. Buy some, try them out. No hassle? There's a little hassle. A little of a hassle here. It appears. A moral hassle. I think one said not for resale on the packaging. No problem here, officer. I get all this from one of my suppliers, an extremely reputable guy. Does your supplier drive that Humanox lorry over there? What? The street vendor looks over his left shoulder and stares at the lorry, as though he's never seen a lorry in his entire life. Look, officer, I'm just a retailer. You'd have to talk to my supplier if you got questions about the supply chain. That's how the game works. Experience. Interesting. The lieutenant whips out a blue notebook and makes a note. We'll need more if we're going to pin this one down, he thinks. Good questions, though. Sharp eyes, officer. Alright. They had another thing we could ask on that one. Doesn't that beat the idea of a humanitarian aid? It's supposed to be free. That's what makes it humanitarian. It is practically free. Yours for 5 cents a piece. Rock that tuna. Why not some macaroni cheese, too? What's going on? And who is your supplier exactly? Oh, he's a good guy. I think you'd get along. I'll let you know next time he's around. He's writing his notes again. Ooh, I can persuade him. And I have a good chance of doing it. Alright, persuade him to give you some money. Yeah! Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember? Hey, you seem like a really successful entrepreneur. Would you like to support a member of the local police force? Oh, okay. Man stops, his face suddenly serious. But why, officer? Think of it as an investment. An investment? He raises a brow intrigued. What kind of investment? Or you could not make this about corruption and go with something even wilder. Let's see. Yeah, this risk-reward ratio is insane. I don't think that's going to be a safe investment. That's corruption. I'm a policeman. It's an investment in good relations with RCM. It's an investment in your customer base. Gotta prime the pump, man. I feel like let's keep the police part of it. Let's go with this. See how that works. Fair point, he agrees. You can't have a successful business without a loyal customer base. How much is your loyalty worth? He's not going to give me $1 million. The game, there's no way the game's going to allow that. I feel like 10 is the most reasonable. I feel like I'll fail completely. But at the same time, I don't give a shit about having 10. So getting this and succeeding will feel like, why didn't I try this? Let's go for the big one. We know it's not going to work. But officer, I don't have that kind of money. There's got to be more modest investment. Okay, I'm glad we did that. Let's go for 10. Boom. 10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man. He takes a 10 note from a leather pouch. Where are you from, Siling? Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All revenue. This man probably comes from Saige, sometimes known as the apricot... whatever. Yeah, okay. So we'll say that to him. It's a bit of a slur. Why do you tell me that after I say it? I'm gonna apologize. Very cool, he nods, his eyebrows furrowed. I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. Super nice of you to apologize for colonialism. But the apricot suzerainty is a shithole, that's why I left. You're welcome. I do try to be supportive of other people's cultures. That's so cool, officer. Speaking of, why not support an independent local entrepreneur by buying some pants and glasses? Oh, look around, thanks. Did I not have an ability to ask him about...
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Yeah, I thought I had the ability to ask him for questions. But I guess not. Come on. So you were great. I can open that, huh? Nope. Alright. What else can I do? Well, we have a lot to do over that way, so might as well go right... Oh, it's leading us there anyway. Who's this feller? Water. Lockout of order until Wednesday, 7:15 a.m. Water lock control panel. A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal, but there's a crashed Sumerian butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything. Huh. Let's do it anyway. You pull a lever all the way up until a metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk, then nothing happens. Push it harder. Let's break it. I'm not trying to, but nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation. The lieutenant hums to himself while staring at activities. Let's keep doing that. Yeah, nothing's gonna happen. Okay. I got a quest now. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning? So we do need to come back here on Wednesday morning. Alright, let's talk to this feller who's going to talk to me for 20 minutes. Good day to you, officers. Burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them. I like how he's cutting his food with a hunter's knife while staring at a guy across the way. Is that supposed to be threatening? Like this knife is meant for you? Or is he just like wanting to show this guy his salami? Or do you know what caused this wreckage? I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers. The word daredevil driver sounds ominous to you. Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially a water lock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then. Do you know what's further down the coast? Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church, not much use to the congregation, though there always seems to be something wrong with it. He thinks for a moment. Yeah, not really much else, just bombed out ruins. Give me some salami. I don't even need it, but I just wanted some salami, guys. It is salty, it is savory, it is chewy. The hangover only makes salami more tasty. Want some too, officer? Turns to the lieutenant. Lieutenant ponders the offer for a moment, then decides to go for it. Why not? Takes a slice of salami from the man and chews on it. See? Me and Kim here, we're salami brothers now. That's a sacred bond that is unbreakable. We already know the answer to this. What's with the lever that does nothing? The damn sign's blocking it, but let's see what he says. It's supposed to operate the water lock, but as noted, it's all junk right now, disabled because of the blockage. Why is it disabled? Safety measure. See, that gave me a new skill. It was worth pursuing all the dialogue. Safety measure. Turns out the panel needs a special key to be reactivated. Wouldn't want anyone moving the water lock with debris still in the channel, like I attempted to do. I'll be restarted on Wednesday morning. He nods his head towards the control panel. You want to do the honors when the time comes? Do I ever? Great, just drop in on Wednesday if you want to see the water lock at work. They say the canal crew will be here at 7:15. He cuts a fresh slice of his salami. Coast Part map is inaccessible until the third day. Alright. What else can I do? Alright. I guess I learned a thought or something. The thought cabinet. Everything is calm in the eye of a race storm. Your mind is lucid and bright. The mind-bending phylogenetics appear more distant and, to be fair, a little ridiculous. The great race mystery is cleared up. All that's left to do is to verbalize your thoughts. Go and talk to Measurehead about your newly found insights. Ah, great. We're never going to get to that hanging body because I'm so much of a completionist. That's why on my other playthrough, I'm just zooming through the main story. I mean, I haven't got to the main body on that one either because we only played a couple hours, but still, my plan is to zoom through the main story there because of how thorough I am on this one. Boom. We still got a little bit left on A Lonesome Way Home. And, it's nothing this way, right? Okay, so we're almost done exploring the map, though. Oh, wow, so there's even more gloves. What gloves do I want? The electrochemistry druggy ones? Or do we want the gardening gloves for interfacing? I think I like the interfacing one right now for this character. The other one would have definitely put on the electrochemistry ones. Roy's Pawn Shop. Fast cash for faster times. Let's go see Roy. Oh, lots of stuff to do. Kim always, like, designates a spot. Like, that over there is my place to stop, to stand. He's on the other side of the glass over here, so we're gonna loot up his place. Mostly military wear with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in. Ooh, sawed-off streetlight. A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps. Let your gaze run over the streetlight. The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly but persistently. This would make quite a statement in your living room. We don't even know where my living room is. Alright, is that a streetlight? Yes, officer, as you can see, it's in perfect working order. Where'd you get this? It was brought to me to be altered. He leans in so the pawnbroker wouldn't hear him. We're not here to investigate the theft of city property. He pauses, studying the light, then adds, you have to admit, it's rather clever what he's done with it. How much for the streetlight? 700 real. I don't even know how much I have, but I know it's not that. A bargain, I dare say. Even taking into account the risk of attaining the light, that seems a bit steep. There's also the matter of rewiring, but the most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago. We don't have a home yet. Yeah, that's locked because I don't have enough money. We don't need the streetlight anyway. We don't need your damn streetlight. Clicky clicky. Some kind of machine. An antique cash register. Bust of a woman. The plaque simply says DEI. In the dark, a film projector is whirring away. Let's go look at this cabinet. You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on a table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Ah, they said duty. Ah, fucking chair. Let's see. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back. One moment. Alright. Yeah, we don't know who her is. Let's find out. Yes, buy something nice. A figurine. This sounds off. You shouldn't trust this guy. I love how your emotions are always at war with each other. Ooh, we got a high chance to dig up a truly cool figurine in a box under a table. Boom. Yeah. Why, what's this? A headless man riding a horse? A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuits, trousers that say Fallen. What is this? Ah, it's a headless Fallen Rider. Who? The headless Fallen Rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Ravenhall sporting a fallen tracksuit. As you can see, he's missing his head. Points a decapitated figure. 50 cents. Bargain priced. I'll throw it in a tiny cap too. I'll throw it in the tiny cap? I think he's looking for it or something. That part of the story has many interpretations. 50 cents is cheap, but I don't have a lot of money. And we have no reason to have this right now, right? I don't think I have any. I can't think of anything we need a figurine for. But let's inspect stuff first. Big men on big horses, clad in lamellar armor and carrying flintlocks. The kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye. Who are they? Con Nigerian Knights. He looks at the dusty figurines in dim light. I used to be very serious about these guys. Long, long time ago. Let me purchase those. Give it to Kim. We'll be buddies. We're already salami brothers. Inspect the blue uniforms. They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They're variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets. What exactly are these? Which ones? A man peers from his glass box. Ah, royalist soldiers from the time of the Revolution. Uniforms are painted a bit too brightly, I suppose. You don't say that. You're trying to sell them. You're supposed to act like they're accurate. How about the figurines and rags, dude? This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks. These even soldiers? You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? The man behind the glass answers. Yes, they are soldiers, revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to a royalist, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. The hell is this? Whose bitch it made me? It's meant to give people hope. Even we can do it. Maybe. I don't know. Should I buy it? I'm gonna skip it. Now if I come back to it, yep, it gives me a chance. I only have, is that $13? Or is that, I'm confused. Is that my money right there? 13, 18? Because if that's my money, $50's nothing. Yep. Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you, he grins. That was a very smooth salesman grin that almost comes off as earnest. You should learn from him. Figurine. Comes with a cap, has no head. Oh. We'll keep it like that for now. It's not too bad. The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Clipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. Stand on tipsy toes to see more. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. This is you, gold and orange, a sunset suite. Just make sure it works before you buy it. So, is this where I'm gonna get my music from, maybe? Shop, keep this Stereo 8 approved machine here. Are you sure this is all in working order? Absolutely, I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds, and music from a variety of genres, even though, he grimaces, I don't really like music. Armin Walshi W02, made in Vesper, designed in Seoul, he says, played all real formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12. It's all my money. It's all my money. Plus, we have a tape player back at the hotel. So we don't need that right now. Let's talk to this feller.
It's not often that I see officers of the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop. Well, he's a simple fellow, isn't he? Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting you.
Oh, no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Quite the collection
It keeps
indeed.
me entertained.
His attention is drawn once more to the play of light and shadow on the walls behind you. Phew. On 28%. Can I? Can't go in my inventory. Where's the gloves? It gives me electrochemistry. Let's see if that changes.
Again, how can I help you?
Even chance of winning. Let's try it now. Fuck. I never win. Okay, definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides, but you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer. Looking at his wares, talking to him, that might give you more clues. Shit. Alright. You happen to have any guns like the ones carried by cops? Someone else came here early today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back. Son of a bitch. My character. Who has my gun? Let's have a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh god. The lieutenant shifts from one feet to another. Alert. 1 foot, not feet. Wait, I sold you my gun? You, with Kim here too, that just sounded really, really bad. You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the RCM. As much as my character's an awful human being, he's aware of it and hates himself for it. So that's redeeming a little bit. I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the chart photon emissions, the unhealthy kind. He's not telling you the whole story. It seems like he's trying to spare you. I feel like there's something you're not telling me. He looks away. You weren't quite yourself, officer. What was I like? You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life. And you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And you need the money. So I was trying to protect myself. One moment. All right. Said all right, like I'm ready, but then I got a text message the moment I said that. Alright, so when I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it, then I agreed to take it. I coerced him, yeah. I'm so sorry you had to see me in that state. We don't have to talk about it any further. I really want to apologize, but I also want information. So, how much I sell the gun for? 15 real. Lieutenant looks from you to Roy and then back to you. It's clear that he hopes this tableau might still turn out to be a bad dream. It's not, though. This has got to be the most wow. There's pity there, too, in case you didn't notice. Now I can apologize. No apologies necessary, officer. Was the buyer a policeman, too? She didn't seem like a policeman. Although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and her. Truth be told, she was terrifying. Right, so let me get this right. The lieutenant turns to you. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running on the streets of Martinez with it. Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I sold my gun. I'm just gonna be apologizing so much. Yeah, it's not good. I do hope we manage to clean this mess up somehow, while also keeping our focus on the murder investigation. This mess, he means your mess. Any idea where I can find this buyer? My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went. Needle in a haystack. There's nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow. I'm sure I will. At least I now know how I lost my sidearm. Let's see. Something I like to sell. I like to sell my clothes. I'll check my pockets. So I can sell that back for less than I, yeah, screw that. I don't have anything at the moment. You might be able to aid in our investigation. I doubt it, but I can try to answer your questions, any questions you may have. Know anything about the recent hanging? I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone. He doesn't know anything. That's all I've got. See ya. What's this all about? Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your copotype. There are copotypes? Yes, guess what's yours? Sorry, cop? I'm sorry, I'm not sure. Yes, sorry, cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on here. I don't know. That's funny. What are the other couple types? Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, Advanced, Interesting Cop, Liquid Shadow Cop. But you're too sorry to say those things, so here we go. Yeah, sure. Why not? My character needs to apologize to, like, the world. On my other playthrough, I'm gonna be, like, the crazy one, you know? Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info, or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million. That would be nice. That won't happen. Alright. Boom. Got tracked down that gun. Boom. Got more stuff to learn. Why did it put me way down here for? Rigorous self-critique. Gives me less than authority and it makes me an embarrassment to the party. Yeah, let's do that. You're one sorry piece of shit. I don't know what's the... There's probably no advantage to researching that. Whereas everything else gave me pluses. But sure, let's do it anyway. What's this? Let's walk very slowly towards it. Yeah, health. I don't even need that, because I'm so healthy. The healthiest ever. Get over here. How do we get rid of this? What is this? Tire tracks leading onto the roof. The slush and rain has almost washed them off. Okay, we have water. We have 2 people to talk to. Did I ever go down this way? Wait, I'm confused. Where is this? We didn't do this either. Shit, we got so much stuff to do. That's a bag. I want that bag. I need that for cans. We need that for lots of cans. My bag. Fuck this. Boom. Crazy bag person. Your distant schools. Can't talk to him. Take that plastic. Yeah. What's this shit? Splatter of bullet holes lines the wall. Sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname. No, it didn't. It's Surigami Kami something. Look closer first. The fading marks are too degraded to draw any forensic conclusions, just chips in the sandstone. They look pretty ancient. Hey Cam, look. Bullet holes. Where? He looks around. Someone has been shot with cops. We should solve it. There? He looks at the wall. Those are old. What do you mean old? These bullets were fired during the revolution over half a century ago. They do not warrant investigation. Okay. What can you tell me about the revolution? Not so much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Shall we go? But we got experience. And what else we got? Why is it fucking blinking? Why is it blinking? I don't have anything else. What's this? Money. A lot of money. That's quite a bit of money. Look at all these bottles everywhere. Holy crap. What's this? Its coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible. Vandalism, shake your head, or poor little viewer, pat it. We're gonna be nice. The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic. Probably some kids. The lieutenant inspects the rig slot. Look inside. Thick layer of graffito covers the lens. You spell out the word O-N-U-C written on the other side with N and C scribbled backwards. That's Kuno on the lens. Shift your focus to the background. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and grays appears. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, and an X-shaped cross topping its tower. You notice it has to be Star of whatever, or the Chiro, the central symbol of whatever's church. A star, a great moral height to be strived towards. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around a large wooden building, you see chunks of sea ice gather on the beach and a small tent set up on ice. Okay. Broken window? Tibbs has windows. Give me some cans. Boom. Oh, great. We're gonna have to read so much crap from this stuff. And this is a reading game, so I'm not complaining about reading, but it's what I'm reading from this doesn't interest me much. Facing south, the instruction manual says to insert 25 centums and pull the handle while looking inside, then use focus knob to zoom if necessary. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty? I can do it. What's tourist attraction doing here? There was a revitalization project in 49. The design studio tried restoring Martinez to its pre-war glory. Lieutenant looks around and concludes, I didn't stick? It didn't stick, you mean? What happened? They got as far as the street lamps and a statue at an intersection. Then something went sour. He lowers his voice. I suspect that something was Everard Clare, the union leader. He muscled him out. It's how it usually goes around here. Can we do something about it? We should have done something about the union 10 years ago. That ship has sailed, officer. Let's use some money. Your money disappears in a coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal. Pull a handle and look inside. The curtains on display open. You lean in and catch a view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab gray shape like a ghost. Let's focus that. We got a new skill point. Woo! It was worth the money. I was worried I was wasting money. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an inlet? Whatever. In the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort. Its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree goes out of it. Its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind. Hang in there, little one. The little brave birch tree seems to wave back in wind. There are ruins of some kind of building there. Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out. Lieutenant takes off his glasses and cleans them. Alright, we got a skill point. Why does it keep showing I have new stuff? I don't have any new stuff. I probably need to put those gloves back on, but... Oh. Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm wondering if it's worth leveling up anything until we need something, you know? I'm gonna hold off on it until I decide what I need to do. Grab that. We gotta make a fortune off of this stuff. Those bottles are noisy. Lonely cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. They must not have heard about me and all the chaos I can cause. The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. What is all this? Does this lead me to the body? This is a wall on the side of an apartment building. Phew. Yeah, there's no way we're passing that. I have a feeling this leads me to the body. Is there a map? There's a map. Oh wow, I like that it... shows all the things I guess I failed. Why is this? Oh, it's just doing that whenever I, Oh, wow. That's nice. Was that suggestion, but I lose a half flight, the fighter flight. Let's go with that. Boom. And I lose one of those. But look how awesome I look. I think that's worth it. What's up with this crane looking thing? Oh, that's a sign. Mm-hmm. Better keep walking. Fuck you. If you're talking to me anyway. Huh. Let's take whatever this is. Magnesium. Boom. We're gonna get so much money. Still need to go to docks and talk to stupid tough guy. And I need to go turn in all this stuff at some point. This is worth more than you'll ever earn in your life. Hi. Striking woman. Do you happen to have a gun? Striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbor. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
You really can't. I haven't really shown my competence yet at all. There's a trace of irony in his voice, mischief even. The lieutenant is hatching some scheme.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful. Hey, you're on a boat. Let's point out the obvious. Dun, 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 dun. You seem rich. Can I have some money? Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it? Why not? Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, Bob. What lustrous hair. A well-kempt, yet tastefully short bob of dark hair. Despite the first hints of gray, she's elected to keep it au naturel, shaped into a Brennan wave, late 40s style. White dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind of eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible. Within reason. Yeah, so? Now look at you, you miserably clad simian. Barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes, a scythe of booze precedes you, your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. Plus, I'll look like this right here. That's a losing battle right there. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too... I'm not ashamed. Oh, but you are too ashamed to ask this person for money. Too scared to belittle yourself in her eyes. Those half-precious stones of whatever the hell that is. As I was saying, her voice breaks the silence and suddenly you're back again. Nearby, a seagull pecks at a piece of garbage. If there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask. Can I have some money? Don't fail. Ah, I fail everything. I'm sorry, it just doesn't come out of your mouth. What does is... surprisingly eloquent, really. The last one, not the first three. Those are ape speak. Money. Did you say money? Oh, gosh. I want money. You're on a boat. Well, yes, I am. She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Not a lot of people on boats, are there? Of course there are. She looks around. We are on Archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Wait, we're on an archipelago? Yes, we are. Still, I haven't seen anyone else sailboat around here. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kanema motor carriage either. Actually, Lieutenant becomes defensive. That motor carriage has been specifically issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revenhall Industrial Harbor. It's not a toy. Neither is this. The woman Pats the cabin hardtop. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distance in the bay between a city and islands. You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around in this boat because she's rich. Why? Why what? Stop thinking. Take her down. Please. Well, actually. Yeah, let's do it. The police work. Do you have a name? The boat? Nah. It's called Quarterlight 19 because that's the type of sloop it is. The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name. Cool, but your boat really needs a name. Okay, how about Quarterlight 19? Why? She taps on the side of the boat and makes a hollow sound. Because it was manufactured in Ravenhall East by a company called Quarterlight and its hull is 19 paces long. How about Sleek Fish? What? Because it's sleek and fish-like. Smirk passes her face. I think I'll stick with the factory name, but thank you. No. We gotta call it. How about Dolores? Why Dolores? I just like the name for some reason. Well, it means nothing to me, but I think I'll stay with the factory name. Thanks for the suggestion. I gotta get her a name at something. How about X something? The ex-wife. Let's see. Can we get her name at X some? Executor. Oh, I do like the sound of that. A smirk past her face. It sounds so decisive, so powerful. But do you think she named it that? What kind of boat is it? It's a pleasure craft, the 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing, though these days I mainly use it for business. How do you like it? My sloop? I like it a lot. Her lips curl into a wry smile. It's the eel's hips, baby. I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating. I really do think the lieutenant thinks... Wait. I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman assessing her. Do you have a license for this boat? Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator. Crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hulls as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this. Alright, I still want money. Tell me about the Wild Pines. What do you do? What we do, I'm afraid. I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking. There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent. So what do they do? The Pines' core competency is logistics, container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. She points to small dots on the horizon. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. Then to the east, toward the harbor, and that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil, gas exploration, offshore platforms. The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revicolian Indo tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. King is long gone, but several of the Indo tribes remain. How much money does the Wild Pines have? I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that the last year the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue. The money I owe is so much less than that. Yes, past a certain point numbers begin to seem imaginary, but they are quite real for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks. Conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving and growing, you will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It is a tremendous responsibility. Where did he get all the billions? He started as an exploration and cargo fleet, conducting trade between Samaran and Insuladinian Islas. 250 years ago, when Pine's ship explored the South Seminoes and charted low man thing, whatever, on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it. Probably helps start with a royal monopoly. You know more than you let on. She takes a sip and looks you over afresh. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, wild pines had to grow and adapt. No Caesarian did that. What does a huge system want with a place like this? You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, she gives you a little smile, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? You don't keep it moving, the workers do. The company is nothing without them. We built this district. We, there it is, she owns up to it. All the best parts of it. Yeah, even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to investments from the WP, which points behind you where the seawall rises. Before Martinez was swallowed by Industrial Harbor, even before as part of Revenal, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revenholian employees. Company getaway for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution, but that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fill their responsibilities to the place they built. With your help, hopefully. Oh, I can ask for money again. Boom. Yeah. Yeah. You seem rich. Can I have some money, ma'am? Help me, I'm poor. I need money to keep living. Yes, of course. I'm sad to hear that. She nods as if self-explanatory. How much do you need? She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. If anything, you're finally asking. It has relieved some of the tension. She's not giving me $1 billion. Let's ask for 10,000. Come on now. Nobody carries that much cash on a person, particularly in a place like Martinez. I'd get robbed. And even if I did, I still would not give you 10,000 real. I would rather buy something nice with it, like expensive hi-fi or a new hydrodynamic E4 sale. Her tone makes clear you violate some kind of rich person taboo. It wouldn't be the first time. I like high fidelity disco music too. Now try again, but lower. Well, shit. All I can do is 130. Boom. That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large. He reaches in a raincoat and pulls out his zipline. I'm just begging for money from the first, in the first conversation I'm having with the lady, you know? Alright. Boom. That's a lot more than what we had. We had 14 before. Paper is cold and oily to the touch. Did you see how easy it was? Ask her for more. Toot toot, train to Moneytown. Can I have some more? This may seem a little odd behavior for a police officer, ma'am, but it's a perfectly common side effect of his unusual medical episode. $1! The woman dips her fingers in her bag. I really did bring as little cash with me as possible to avoid attention, so here you are, the last bit of filthy lucre I can share. So, she returns the Ziploc bag to her jacket. I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under Emergency Act, but still. I am honorable policeman, one of the few good men in Revenal. You're right, ma'am. That donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be, as long as they're properly logged with the precinct, which he most certainly will do. She bows and then raises a single eyebrow in your direction. Now, how else can I help RCM today besides supplementing its salaries? What can you tell me about this strike? Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. Wait, what if I want to hear about your trade secrets? First, you'd have to repeal Emergencies Act of Trade and Ailments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus. An octopus? I will slay it. Good luck. It's only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own. What the man means is that the Emergency Act and RCM both get their authority from the coalition government. You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words. What is your role in this precisely? I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return the Wild Pines counteroffer. And how are the talks going? One moment. Alright. They're not. That's the problem. A union stopped all negotiations a week ago after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's 220 million racist behemoth, or a 2.2 meter racist behemoth blocking the gates. I know who she's talking about. Measurehead. Jean-Luc, my race mentor. He's a great teacher. I mean, how were the talks going before the lynching? Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I had hoped for when I first arrived. And when did you first arrive? I arrived 3 weeks ago, she thinks. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen. I prefer to do these things on site like the RCM. This doesn't have any rooms on it. It doesn't look like there's a way down. Unless this is it right here. Is she sleeping on the boat? But the strike began in December. I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with with Gaumont, despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations. This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike. Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time our demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive. Ludicrous even, it's meant. What happened to Gaumont? Mr. Clare told him to, how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Not cool. Keep in mind this negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before and who was more than fair with him and the union. What are their demands? There are leaflets everywhere and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker a member of the board. Most of the workers probably don't know what that means. I don't know what to think about that. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs a signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of the Wild Pines group. What are you going to do? I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags, a disastrous situation if there ever was one. Excuse me, Lieutenant looks up from his notes. From whom did you hear about this lynching? Reply comes quick. I first heard it from the boya at the gates, the one whose very name advertises his version of work. I think he said was call me mañana. This checks out. Scabs at the gates. Did you put them there? The scabs? She raised her brow. You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock come to plead for work where the union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. Could not share with you, not right now at least. It's implied she's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion. Tell me about the union boss, Mr. Clare. Everett Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Really? Of course not. Everett is fantastically corrupt. Imagine he's a thick, vicious goo where... Vicious? I don't even know if I said that right. Where you and I have blood. Is he that bad? He is the most corrupt individual I've ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there was anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother Edgar. Wait, there are 2 of them? Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Edward does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see. with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. Well, that's not nice. So what about the union itself, outside of the brothers? Union, once a perfectly normal institution, 20 years ago anyway, must not have been easy to establish under Emergency Act, but they did it, and I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in local chapter elections. The brothers came and transformed it into... How do you say? She hesitates, looking for an expression. A mob, the lieutenant says. They're a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we're forced to cooperate with them. Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. I don't know if I talked to him. Who did I talk to that was leading the mob? Or leading the protesters? I'll have to see. In your opinion, detective, if I may ask, I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the union is... The thing is I'm for the workers, but maybe not for their representation if it's really a mob. I guess it's not an effective advocate then if the mob is the representation. But the union itself's not a giant leech. Or at least it shouldn't be. Maybe the mob is making it that way. I guess I prefer not to have an opinion right now, because I don't know enough. You said something happened in the elections. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous foreman of the union. She disappeared. Disappeared? Yes, on the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore or coming to work ever. End of story. Eerie. Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is these kinds of things happen around the clears. Watch out when you're dealing with them. Thank you for your concern. That's all we need to talk about. How else can I help? No, actually, let's talk about the lynching. Quite a few things, I'm afraid. She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something. Oh, cool. I didn't know I had that quest. That's why it's a secret task. Probably someone would have set me on that if I had said the right thing. This whole time I've been talking to her across this slight gap. The information I'm going to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers. Of course, ma'am, we should have introduced ourselves. The lieutenant hands her a piece of blue plastic. I'm Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice. I'm curious. He returns the lieutenant's badge, turns to you. Why is that, detective? I don't need no badge. Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events, because now she can't trust me, can she? Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it. I see. She looks increasingly worried. So are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Ooh, do we want to admit we were drinking? I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing. This was the playthrough where I wasn't admitting to anybody that I'm experiencing amnesia, and yet they're all talking about my medical episode. Yes, I'll just say that. I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please. Wow. So now I'm forced to admit that I have no memory. I guess I'll go with this one then. Oh dear, she sighs with confusion, sadness even. Some kind of... I'm going to try to pronounce this one. Usually I skip these, but let's go. Encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you'd gain by faking such a condition. As I said, ma'am, the lieutenant interjects. His technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer at RCM. He's got my back. Thanks, Kim. Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge. Well, shit. Hang on, she's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial agreement. Ooh, my suggestion is very high. How do I negotiate my way out of this? Let's do it. You have no reason to fail this. Yeah. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate. Surely some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials. I'll be frank with you. She puts down a thermal cup. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible. Like the way I deal with the corpse, probably. You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain. Like what? Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason they're profiting from this trade. Company has tried looking into the matter before to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or, she picks it back up, you can recover your badge. Though, if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause. Detective, the lieutenant closes his notebook. A word in private before we continue. Excuse us a moment, ma'am. What's this? Oh, cool. Nice. What's one sigh? Alright, well, that's not bad. Still don't see how this is beneficial to me at all, but we're keeping it for now. Did I get anything from this? Is there a reason it was blinking? Alright. Now I need to talk to him. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. How did you hope it would go? Honestly, I was expecting to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance and, you know, not volunteer us to be her henchman. Really? I thought it was going so well. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands. He doesn't let it show, but there's a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost an investigation. But he wanted me to be unprofessional. That's what he was expecting. We could just, you know, find my badge. Oh, he nods slowly. That would be fantastic. But do we have time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. The situation might have changed drastically by the time you look at it. Time is of the essence. You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months. You propose that we don't investigate drug trafficking? No, if there's a reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're siding with the Union, or that we're on their take. We'd never hear end of it. What I propose is we ask her, then we investigate. Briefly. He adjusts his glasses, but do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for information on the lynching. I'll handle it. Sure you will, Detective.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Tell me about this alleged drug trafficking. It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Sumerian Isola into Revenhall with the Union's blessing. Wild Pine is suspected for years. Ingredients for what, ma'am? Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. If I had a high skill points into that drug skill, it would be going crazy right now. Alright. Materials come through the terminal. Yes, after they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter north of here. Wild Pine seems to be well appraised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say a Union also produces the product, sells drugs, I mean? We're in logistics. It's our business to know, and no. As far as the company knows, the union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut. Okay, so we need to investigate, yes, but you won't get anything out of Everett and Dock Workers Union still. Every chain has its weak link. Handoff, the motor lorries at the roundabout. The lorries. Precisely, someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbor into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp, but in transit they are vulnerable. So we've already talked to the lorries, but we need to do that again. Perhaps you noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. Her irises are light green, like the River Esperance in bright daylight upstream where it's clearer. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you. Let's see. It's no coincidence lorries are stranded like that, is it? No, we asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once a complaint has been processed by the trade committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of liters of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revenal, not the east, across the river, but the west, the vulnerable, the weary. Or at least it solves one mystery. What is that, Lieutenant? Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open the drawbridge for me. I'd wonder since I first drove in on my motor carriage. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity, I'm sure you understand. Why didn't you come to RCM earlier? We did on more than one occasion. Apparently there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under. We know a company has launched its own probe into the union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence. Well, here's your chance, officers. What proof do you have the union's involved? How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight. There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike, and many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it. With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves. So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs? Precisely, smuggled out of that very gate at night most likely, and then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you. Sounds like she tried looking into it herself, though she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in. I don't know if they'd confide in police officers either. Okay, I made up my mind. Yes, we will take this case, probe the driver, see what he yields. Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. Alright. Peace out. So we done learned a lot in this area. Did I already look in here? Alright, I think I'm gonna end it here for now because I have plans. I will definitely stream more tomorrow, maybe late tonight too, though I doubt tonight. We'll see though. But yeah, we accomplished quite a bit. We did a lot of talking today. But I'm also hungry, I need to eat. So yeah, thanks for stopping by and watching. See you later.